Welcome to The Explainer. Look, let's jump right into this because today we're unpacking an absolute mind-bending masterpiece. Seriously, prepare to have your entire perspective on life totally shattered and rebuilt. We're diving deep into Dr. Addissouky's groundbreaking work, Be Safe, Be Rich, Be Happy. And let me tell you, this isn't just some simple self-help guide. It's a profound, intense journey through 7 perfectly interconnected disciplines of life. We're bridging the massive gap between ancient, time-tested wisdom and cutting-edge, futuristic science. From the philosophical scrolls of ancient scribes to the predictive algorithms of quantum AI, we're leaving literally no stone unturned. We are talking about rewriting the very source code of how you operate in the modern world.
But right off the bat, here is the shocking paradox sitting at the center of all of this. What happens if just one single link in this chain breaks? The reality is actually terrifyingly simple. If you remove even one tiny piece of this knowledge, the entire structure instantly collapses. It's like pulling the keystone out of a massive cathedral. Your wealth, your safety, your happiness, they just vanish. Poof. Because they aren't independent goals that you can just randomly pick and choose from. They form one unbreakable living organism. You literally cannot have one without the others. So, to really understand this, we have to strip everything all the way back to the absolute foundation.
And this is exactly why the legendary military strategist Sun Tzu laid it out so perfectly way back in the 5th century BCE. Safety is the absolute ground floor. It's not just the absence of danger, It's the active, deliberate presence of preparedness. It is literally the soil upon which every single human aspiration stands. Think about it. Without safety, there is zero foundation for wealth to be built upon, and there's absolutely no environment for happiness to actually grow. The whole shebang starts with fortifying your existence.
But hey, safety isn't just about locking your front door or avoiding physical threats. It actually penetrates 5 very distinct domains of your life. First up is physical safety. This is guided by the ancient physician Hippocrates and his incredibly famous principle, primum non nocere. First, do no harm. Your body is a sacred temple, right? It has to be treated like one. Then you build financial safety, which is basically your shield against global uncertainty. We follow that right up with digital safety, to protect your identity in this crazy modern world. Emotional safety, to build an impregnable inner fortress. And spiritual safety for that unseen, profound protection. Put them all together and they create a totally impenetrable foundation for everything else you're going to do.
Now fast forward with me to the 21st century for a second and brace yourself for this number. $10.5 trillion. That is the staggering projected annual cost of cybercrime by 2025. I mean, that's almost hard to wrap your head around, but that number proves something absolutely vital. Out here on the modern frontier, your physical safety and your emotional well-being are directly, intrinsically tied to your digital and financial survival. A single breached digital firewall can drain an entire lifetime of hard work in seconds. You simply can't be rich, and you definitely can't be happy if you aren't inherently safe against these modern, invisible threats.
So once you have that unshakable safety, that's exactly what allows you to start building the architecture of ethical, lawful wealth. And to be clear, this isn't about unnatural, greedy accumulation. No, this is about profound, sustainable value creation. It's a step-by-step process. First, you build intense knowledge capital. Then, you achieve actual skill mastery. You gotta think like a Japanese shokunin, the incredibly dedicated artisan who spends their entire life mastering one single skill to absolute perfection. Day in and day out. From that intense level of mastery, you can execute strategic investment and master value creation. When you do it right, lawful wealth becomes a powerful engine for growth, not just for you, but for all of society.
But wait a minute. What if you do all of that? You achieve the wealth, you master your skills, you build your massive empire, and you still feel entirely empty inside? Well, enter the happiness paradox. This was powerfully noted by the philosopher John Stuart Mill, and it's a massive psychological warning label. It basically states that the direct pursuit of happiness actually makes it run away from you. It becomes more elusive. Wealth, without this very specific type of inner joy, is nothing but a golden cage. If you're just hoarding resources without cultivating a profound sense of purpose, you are actively setting a psychological trap for yourself. Sure, you're rich, but you definitely aren't free.
Okay, so how do we actually unlock that joy? Through human connection. You can't be truly happy in total isolation. Just look at the Big 5 Ocean Framework. It's basically the absolute gold standard in psychology for reading and understanding human behavior. We're talking openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. By deeply understanding these specific traits, and especially when you grasp the crucial emotional stability behind neuroticism, you unlock this kind of superpower to connect with anyone. You can adapt perfectly, providing a calm environment or an engaging social spark exactly when people need it most. This right here, this is the secret to building profound, fulfilling relationships.
But let's be real for a second. How can you possibly expect to read the incredibly complex emotions of other people if your own brain is literally starving? We have to shift sharply right now back to the physical body and the cutting-edge science of nutrigenomics. To sustain a highly functioning, hyper-aware brain that's actually capable of deep empathy and strategic thought, you need an exact, scientifically proven breakdown of fuel. We're talking 55% carbohydrates, 28% fats, and 17% proteins. Nourishing every single cell in your body is the biological foundation that literally fuels your ability to perceive the world, build that wealth we talked about, and actually experience true happiness.
And of course, anything that precious absolutely must be protected. Let's look at the ancient timeline here. From the intense origins of Kung Fu back in 1600 BCE at the Shaolin Temple, all the way to the ancient roots of Taekwondo, the founding of Judo in 1882, and right up to the modern development of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in 1925. This is the martial way of protection. It essentially proves that dynamic physical defense, learning exactly how to subdue threats with maximum efficiency and minimum effort, is the ultimate shield. It's what you need to protect everything you've worked so hard to build, because at the end of the day, your wealth, your health, and your family completely rely on your ability to defend them.
But this brings us to the ultimate, most terrifying question of all. What happens when the world itself is under threat? How do you defend your wealth, your hard-earned safety, and your deep, profound happiness against the collapse of ecological and cosmic order itself? Because let's just face facts here. If the very systems that sustain all biological and economic life fall apart, all your martial arts training, all your fancy digital firewalls, and your massive financial portfolios mean absolutely nothing. Zero. We have to look bigger. Much, much bigger.
1.618, the Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio. Get ready for your mind to be blown, because the exact same mathematics that govern the compounding of your ethical wealth are the exact same mathematics governing the massive spiral of the galaxies. It's the same math behind the unfurling of a tiny fern in the forest and the very architecture of the human body. Harmony is the supreme meta law of all existence. To truly, ultimately protect yourself, you absolutely must align with the mathematics of the universe itself.
And guys, this reveals the massive, world-altering secret of the unbreakable chain. It is not some simple linear path that just ends at a final destination. It's an infinite loop. The seventh link, defending cosmic harmony and ecological balance, feeds directly, seamlessly back into the very first link of your personal safety. When the cosmos is in harmony, your personal safety is maximized. When ecosystems are perfectly balanced, your biological nourishment is completely assured. Your personal actions regenerate the world, and in turn, the world regenerates you. It is absolutely brilliant.
Just consider these breathtaking words from Carl Sagan back in 1980. He said, "The cosmos is within us. We are made of star stuff. We are a way for the universe to know itself." When you protect this planet, when you build truly ethical wealth, and when you cultivate deep, genuine human connection, you are actively protecting yourself. This is the ultimate, unbreakable synergy of all seven worlds working perfectly together. So the only question left right now is, are you ready to master them all?
Wow, what an absolute mind-storming journey that was. If this shattered your perspective the way it did mine, I strongly encourage you to subscribe, like this video, and share the channel and this explainer with literally everyone you know. You can find so much more incredible, mind-blowing content on the YouTube channel Addissouky, Journey of Life. With warm greetings from Dr. Tamer Addissouky. And please note the general alert, this content is for scientific awareness only. Keep learning, keep harmonizing, and start building your unbreakable chain today. Because if you don't, what happens when your very first link breaks?